Howdy everybody! Because it's almost 2025, how about I make a fireworks display in Super Mario Maker 2? Although, there aren't too many firework effects in this game, so how can we make these fireworks actually look awesome? Well, today I'll be showing you 9 different techniques I've used to make these few effects into large displays that look pretty cool, so that you can make awesome firework displays yourself. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below so you can help the channel reach its goal of 1,000 subscribers before September 2025. Now let's get started. The first technique you can use to trigger firework effects is the thwomp. It can eliminate whole stacks of enemies pretty easily, although it will need to hit a wall before it can. You will also need to be close enough to it or spinning on top of it in order for it to start moving. So this technique is only useful in some situations. Coins is the next technique I've used to trigger fireworks. Coins are already pretty useful for guiding the player where you want them to go, so adding fireworks to them can make this a little more enjoyable. You can also throw buzzy shells at long trails of coins to get a bunch of fireworks in a short time. The buzzy shells that aren't thrown by the player won't collect the coins, so you'd still need the player to be somewhere specific to throw the shell, and you can only throw one shell at a time. The third technique on my list is using P-blocks. While you can't add fireworks to the P-blocks directly, they can be used to knock out enemies that are placed on top of them, and the enemies can have fireworks. You can also use Munchers to trigger P-switches, so the fireworks can be triggered without needing the player to do anything. The game seems to only allow so many firework effects to render in one column though, so any big displays can't have too many effects. Although the blocks still look pretty cool by themselves for making signs. I call the fourth technique on my list the Spikepow Combo. When using a spike ball and a POW, you can easily knock enemies off the screen, and this can be used to make fireworks spawn in intervals. You can also use it to destroy many enemies at once. But like with the P-blocks, only so many fireworks will actually work. Cannons are already sort of like fireworks with how they launch the cannonballs and can be used to create big signs like the 2025 I made here. Although they can't spawn too many fireworks in the same column like the previous two techniques can, they can still spawn multiple cannonballs in the same column, so it is still very useful. Note blocks can also be used to trigger fireworks, but are like coins in that they have to be triggered by the player, or something the player threw. Unlike coins though, these can be used multiple times and can definitely set up the aesthetic of the level pretty well. But watch out where it lands.
Oh, no!
Pipe spawners can also trigger fireworks whenever they spawn things, and unlike the previous displays that were limited in how many firework effects worked in one column, these can all work at the same time. You can also create bonus rooms out of coin spawner pipes and add some extra effects in them for the player to trigger on their way through. The 8th technique I use is Auto Mario builds. There are many opportunities to add firework effects when Mario is being pushed by a spring, collects a coin, hops on a note block, or runs over a certain area of the level, so this can be used for some awesome displays. Mario being moved automatically can also help move the screen so your entire display can be shown if it's long. This can also remove the challenge part of the level so the player can sit back and enjoy the fireworks. My final technique is using Munchers to trigger fireworks. These fireworks can be triggered without the player, but can also be used in more complex builds by having them drop after an on-off block or P-switch is triggered. They won't spawn too many effects in one column, but they can be used to spawn many fireworks in a row. This can be useful if you want the player to be fully on screen before the firework display goes off, if you want to use a screen block with it. Here's an example.
Let's go!
I hope you learned something from this video. If you're still watching, why not check out one of my other videos on the screen? And subscribe before you go so you won't miss any of my other videos. I'll see you next time.